Back in 2011, I thought I was doing everything right. Decent job, my wife was pregnant with our second daughter, and we were about to move into our second home. But unfortunately, I was about to make the biggest financial mistake of my life. And within months, I'd lost almost everything we'd worked so hard to save. Losing that money wasn't even the hardest bit. The hardest part was the next 7 or 8 years. Because even after I doubled my income in 2012, I still woke up every single day worrying about money. I was still anxious about money. Now, it took me a long time to understand why. I wasn't suffering from a lack of income. I was suffering from a lack of financial education. Nobody ever taught me about money. And the chances are nobody ever taught you about it neither. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the whole story. Not for sympathy, but because I genuinely believe what I went through could save you years of stress, if you're willing to learn from it. And stick around until the end of the video for the exact 5-step process I now use to build wealth. The process I wish someone had given me all them years ago. Part 1. How I lost everything. Let's go back to 2010. I never really learned anything about investing. I was clueless. Despite investing from the age of 18, let's just say a very naive 18-year-old with dreams of becoming a millionaire. Like most people in the UK, nobody sat me down and explained the stock market. It wasn't taught at school. Nobody in my family invested. Most of what I knew at the time came from conversations at work. And at the time, there was one conversation that kept coming up over and over again. A company called Rockhopper. Every day it was the same story, same thing. Somebody knew somebody, like offshore, who'd made hundreds of thousands of pounds from Rockhopper. Another lad had doubled his money. It felt like everyone around me was making money, getting rich, except me. That's when the FOMO kicks in. What if they're right? What if this is my chance to make money? What if I miss it? Once those thoughts are out there, excitement replaces logic completely. This is when emotions get in the way. I didn't read a single annual report. I didn't understand valuations. I didn't even know what diversification even meant. I bought because everyone else was buying. Let's be honest about what that actually is. That's not investing at all. That's gambling. And for the first few weeks, back then, it felt really good. It was exciting. I was checking the share price literally every hour, mentally paying off the mortgage, picturing early retirement, financial freedom. Then the price of my stocks started to fall. I told myself they would recover eventually, and over time they kept falling. Over a period of about 10 months, I lost pretty much all of our savings. Then reality kicked in. My wife was pregnant at the time, and like I said, we were about to move into our new home. And I had to sit with the fact that our life savings, the money that meant security to our family, was gone. The guilt was horrendous. I didn't want to tell anyone. The embarrassment was hard to take, if I'm being honest. Looking back now, here's the truth I've had to accept. I didn't lose that money because the market was against me. I lost it because I had absolutely no process, no plan, no education, just hope and noise. Before I tell you about even more misery from my negative decade, this, as always, isn't financial advice, but I do have 25 years of real up and down investing experience, and I do genuinely care. Part 2, why more money didn't fix anything. You'd think losing everything would have taught me a huge lesson straight away. Well, it did, just not the lesson you'd expect. After 2011, my career actually took off. I moved into commissioning work, working away, travel, more responsibility, bigger projects, a much bigger income. Within a couple of years, I actually doubled my income. So here's a question for you. Surely earning more money should have solved all my financial problems. Well, it didn't, not even close. I was still checking my bank balance constantly, still worrying about bills, still wondering if there'd be enough at the end of the month, still picking up overtime, still feeling like I was behind constantly, despite earning more than I'd ever earned before. Because here's what actually happened. Every pay rise just evaporated. Mortgage, kids, cars, holidays, unexpected bills. The money went up, but I never once felt secure. And during this whole period, my actual investing decisions were a mess, a joke. Premium bonds instead of proper investing, proper assets, not investing into assets until late 2018, always waiting for the right time. Listening to whoever was the loudest at work or down the pub, paying too much attention to headlines, to news stories. Here's the key thing I eventually realised. I spent years trying to increase my income, and it worked. And what I actually needed as well was a financial plan. My relationship with money at the time wasn't healthy. I genuinely believed that earning more would make me feel safe. But if your habits don't change as well, your emotions won't change neither. No amount of income fixes that on its own. And I want to say this, because I think a lot of normal, hard-working people here in the UK need to hear it. I know people watching this earning 100,000 plus a year who still feel anxious about money every single day. And I know people earning like 30,000, 40,000 who sleep really well at night because they have a much better understanding of how money actually works, how to invest. The difference usually isn't income, it's confidence and knowledge. It's knowing you have a plan and trusting it, sticking to it long term. Part 3, everything changed. Around 2018, something shifted. Not overnight, there was no lottery tickets, no crypto windfall, no magic investment that suddenly bailed me out. It was something much less exciting and much more powerful. A complete change in how I thought about money. I stopped chasing shortcuts and started actually learning about it, understanding compound interest, understanding my own behaviour with money, why I made the decisions I did, understanding that real wealth isn't built in months. It's built over long term, like decades. I simplified everything, automatic investing, index funds, long-term thinking, ignoring the noise and the headlines, tracking my net worth, setting actual goals instead of vague hopes. And for the first time in my life, I stopped trying to beat everyone else. I just focused on making progress, month after month, year after year. I was in competition with myself, not trying to keep up with the Joneses. That mindset shift is the entire reason, or one of the main reasons this channel exists. I started making videos to help people skip the years of pain I went through, to teach the lessons school never taught us, never taught any of us, because financial freedom was never about Ferraris or Lambos, like the crypto bros will tell you. It's about options, choosing the work you want to do, being able to help your family, sleeping easy at night, feeling in control of your own life. That's what wealth actually means. From 25 years of up and down experience and the hundreds of investing books I've read over the years and mindset books, that's the way I see it, for what it's worth. Now I'm going to finish with a little bonus. The 5-step framework to avoid my mistakes and build long-term wealth. If you take nothing else from this video, take this framework. This is the process I wish someone had handed me in 2010 or even earlier, instead of a stock tip from the lads at work. Step 1, learn all about index funds. If I'd understood what an index fund actually was back in 2010, I probably never would have gone anywhere near individual stocks like Rockhopper. An index fund doesn't ask you to guess or work out which single company will win. It spreads your money, your hard-earned money, across hundreds, sometimes thousands of companies around the world all at once. You're not betting on one horse, you're backing the entire race. That one shift in understanding, from picking winners to owning the whole market, completely changed how I saw investing. It's boring, yes, but boring normally builds wealth. Step 2, learn how to buy them. I'll be honest, opening my first investment account a few years ago was intimidating. It felt like something other people do. People cleverer than me, people with more money, who already had money. Once you understand it though, it's genuinely straightforward. In the UK, this usually means opening a stocks and shares ISA with a low-cost investment platform like Vanguard. Set up a regular monthly contribution and letting it run in the background. That's it. No trading screens, no constantly watching the prices, watching the screens, just consistency. Step 3, know what to buy. For years, I assumed successful investors own dozens of complicated funds or stocks and shares, some secret portfolio only insiders understood. The truth is almost the opposite. Simple wins. A small number of low-cost, globally diversified index funds is enough for most people to build serious long-term wealth. You don't need 40 different investments, 50 different investments. You need a handful of the right ones, held for a long time. Type index fund below and I'll tell you the fund I've invested into for the last 6 to 7 years. Step 4, calculate your retirement number. This is usually the moment it clicks for most people. Multiply your expected annual spending in retirement by 25. That's it. That's roughly your target number based on what's known as the 4% rule. The idea that you can typically withdraw around 4% of your invested portfolio each year without running out. Suddenly retirement isn't some vague, distant dream. It's a concrete number you can actually work towards. you can see it, you can plan for it. Step 5, stick to the plan. This is the hardest step by far because it demands patience in a world that constantly tempts you away from patience. I've lived through the market crashes. I've had periods of doubt and regret, a lot of it. I've had years where it genuinely felt like nothing was happening. But consistency, showing up, investing the same amount each month, ignoring the noise, staying the course long term is what actually made the difference in the end. There's no shortcut. The plan only works if you stay on it, if you get your head around long-term investing. Summary. If you've watched this far, you've probably realised this was never really a story about losing money. It was a little story about trying to shortcut the process, about believing other people knew better than you did, or about I did, about confusing income with wealth, about thinking more money would solve my problems that only better habits could ever fix. Now I can't change what happened back in 2011, I can't get that money back, but I can use what I went through to help someone else, like you, avoid the same mistake. If even one person watching this video decides to stop chasing our tips, starts investing consistently and builds a real long-term plan because of this video, then everything I went through was worth sharing. That's exactly one of the main reasons I started this channel. If you found this helpful, subscribe, because every week I break down investing, what most people think is complicated, into simple, practical steps anyone can follow. And I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest thing stopping you from investing or growing your wealth? Whether it's not knowing where to start, fear of losing money, choosing the right platform or index fund, or something else, let me know in the comments. I read every one, and your comments will help other normal investors like me, like you.